Here's Joe Biden. And the idea that, well, all right, let's listen to this.
Where I come from, I don't like people telling me what I have to choose. So the 160 million people who have busted their neck, walked down picket lines, gave up pay, took hits in order to get significant health care available, you get to keep it under my plan. You don't have to give it up. Now, Medicare...
Yeah, there you go. Well, under really everyone's plan, you get to keep your health care. It's just that some of the plans, you get even more health care.
Oh, and other people get health care too.
And on top of it, it's guaranteed. And it's not going to switch from time to time. And instead of busting your chops, fighting with management to get something that actually gives them control over you. Okay? Understand. It's quite clear. It's becoming more and more clear in certain instances. Like, because everybody, this was the mantra we hear over and over again in the aughts. $3,200 of every GM car that comes off the line is the healthcare. It's a huge burden. But when they have the opportunity to offload that cost, and even if the cost was exactly the same, but it didn't involve all the personnel, it was just like literally a tax. They're completely set up to do it. They pay a tax now. It's just a tax. It would be an incredible burden lifted from them, except it's not about the money. It is about the control. So you have unions going out there fighting tooth and limb to attain a healthcare standard that ends up controlling them. What did we see? The first thing we saw with GM, when they went on strike, it took about 5 or 6 days, and GM said, "We're cutting your health insurance." Yep. Now, the reason why corporations don't want single payer, even though it would benefit them in a myriad of ways, is because it gives workers too much power. And every effort, whatever he says, working their necks off or whatever it is for healthcare would go into wages, job security, doing stuff for the community, safety, etc.
Control over their own environment and their own lives.
Without being reliant on the corporation for healthcare, they're going to have a lot more power to enhance their lives and their power, and they know that. And Joe Biden is playing right into that. And frankly, to a certain extent, there's a lot of leadership of unions that also.
There's rank and file of unions who believe this. Like, unfortunately, this is a real attitude that exists out there, and it's extremely short-sighted and often the result of misinformation. But it's also just like, it's petty. It's like, we are the aristocracy of labor. We fought for this plan. And sometimes it's not even that the plan is that good, although a lot of these plans are quite good. It's that they just don't want other people to have it too, because they're not in the aristocracy of labor.
I think most of the rank and file are basically just following what they're being told by their leadership. And it has a lot more value to the leadership than it does to the rank and file ultimately, because the leadership also knows that this is their protection too. It's their protection too. Because what these guys in the union, we've been operating under this on this paradigm for decades, that what a union is for is to get good health care, good benefits. What do we mean by benefits? I mean, we're talking about a pension and we're talking about health care. And if health care is taken off the table, these union leaders, they need to figure something else out. And that's hard. It's hard.
Joe is now saying he won't be crossing the picket line for the debate.
Oh, you don't say.
Damn it.
And what about...
I was hoping...
He
Pete's just gonna Pete's gonna do a one-man show.
He's gonna do a monologue for 2 hours on
Is Pete
why
gonna go?
we need to have the freedom to not be free.
Get your words straight, Jack.